Clutch Trucker filmed in front of a live studio audience. Yep, that is Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. A little cold out there tonight. The wind's been howling all day, so I've got the engine running tonight while I'm sitting here working on my video to try to stay a little bit warmer. But, alright, some more progress on the step area, not as, I say this on every video, not as far as I wanted to get, but had to kind of rethink things again. Well, if you watched that last video, okay, I finally went with the stringer idea that I picked up at Menards. I was going to flip it upside down and all that. Got them cut, got them set up against the wall the way I wanted them to be, but because of the big post coming out, which I don't know if you can try to get a shot of that. Big post! There's the big post right there. Alright, that was not part of the original plan for it to stick out as far as it does. So then I was going to have to put the stringers much closer together, less than 10 inches together for the tread steps. And the more I looked at that, the more I thought, yeah, I just don't like this. John Hallgren, again, thank you. He's up there in Cape Cod trying to fix cottages, and they have that big nor'easter when it went through. He lost power yesterday at like 2 a.m. So I got him on the phone. I'm like, all right, look, and he said, well, yeah, I lost power. I'm like, well, let's talk then. Maybe you can help me out. So we're kind of coming up with some plans. I did get suggestions from people saying put drawers in between, but there's still a gap on the right side of the right stringer that I didn't like, that I wouldn't have access if I did drawers. So I decided to do just kind of a cabinet door thing on the stringers, or on the riser part, that it opens up. So we were talking about that, and then I got off the phone with him, and the more I'm looking at it, I was like, I still don't like how close those stringers are together. As they always say in the infomercials, there's got to be a better way. And there is, Kevin. What? What? Okay, so here's basically what we came up with. So I'm moving where the stringer would have been, coming to about right there. And like I said, that's not that wide. I wanted it more over there. So we found a way to make it happen. I had to cut the stringer. Here's that main upward post. I'm trying to stay out of my own light here. I had to cut it so it would only end up on that side. The light turned on so you can see it better. So that stringer, that right one, that'll be step 4, 3, 2, and 2 is going right into that board right there. Okay, then it goes all the way down to the floor. I cut the first bottom riser part off, moved it around in front of that upward pillar. So now we can have a wider step stance for all the steps. This bottom step will just have to go around that board a little bit. But this gives me wider access. So when I put little access doors in here and down in here and so forth, I'll be able to get to this whole area a lot better. There's going to be a shelf at about that level of that lighter gray plastic coming off the back to the front. There'll be one here, this level, going to about the bottom of that board on the back. So I'll have 2 nice big storage areas, plus this bottom one, which of course I showed you last time I can reach through that access door back there. It'll have the vent on the front. So, doesn't look like a lot happened today, but actually a lot did. Did get those cut in place. They're bracketed in up there on top. It's bracketed in on the inside of, where is it? That board right there. It's bracketed in down here on the bottom on this side. And I put lag bolts through the front side into that stringer on that upward post, which is already rigid as hell. So everything is going to be solid. Now I'll show you kind of what it's going to look like with a step tread on there. Okay, getting back far enough so you can see. There's going to be that first step down there. Second step, mostly behind the post. Part of it will wrap around that post. And yes, it will be supported on that front side as well too. And then there's one of the steps. It's not going to stick out that far. It's not going to be quite that deep. It's going to be probably 2 inches or so shorter, or deep but not as deep as that one is. And I'll have the top step up there. That gives you an idea looking at it. Of course, it won't stick out that far into there. Where it's sticking out in there is going to be my fridge and freezer. It's going to stop, right about here, come across and meet that post. Okay, it is going to stick out this far to the left side, about 6 inches, so I can build my drawer system. That used to be, I used to have a plastic drawer system behind the passenger seat. Now they'll be made out of wood, and they'll follow the step tread down and out, so I will still have plenty of room, width, to step up through there, because with this board jutting out, I need a little more room to kind of get up and around it, like that. So, this is kind of the plan. This is where we are. Say it doesn't look like a lot happened today, but actually quite a bit did. Alright, turn the truck off so you can hear me a little bit better. So it doesn't look like a lot happened, but actually quite a bit did happen. It's now almost everything rigidly in place. To hold the steps, putting those steps on is actually going to be kind of the easy part. They just screw down into those stringers, and I'm just going to put a couple more supports on the front to make them all work. I'm going to put little extensions on each riser so that those steps can stick out just a little bit more. So I'll have about a 9-inch step, which is not too much shorter than an average real step in your house. Okay, so it's not going to be too bad. The only difference is the rise is about 11 inches, where I said before in the last video, your average rise is really only about 7 inches on like a household step. But when you think about the steps I got to climb into and out of this truck every day, the bottom step off the ground is 14 inches. The next step above that is 18 inches. The next step to get into the truck after that is 17 inches. So those are all still going to be much shorter, and I climb in and out of this damn truck all the time. Also, a big shout out to Jim F. He was coming through town again. He was in one of my earliest videos, 3 weeks back. He helped me go get all the lumber I needed for the project. And so I went and picked him up down at Sapp Brothers. He was on his way through Cheyenne again tonight. Tonight being Wednesday, the 27th of October. And what is this, update number 29? I know, I'm sorry. I told you I'd document the whole damn thing, and I am. So you're seeing all the trials and tribulations, everything the good and the bad. And the good news is, if you got a Freifhtliner Coronado and you want to do this too, now you've got a blueprint to follow. Just follow my YouTube videos, right? Anyway, Jim F. came by and helped me out tonight. He helped me hold the stringers in place while I was putting the brackets in. He helped me cut a little bit. I had to shave a little bit off of the bottom of one of them and so forth. And he helped me hold everything when I was assigned it. So he was a giant help tonight. So Jim, thanks so much for coming through and helping me out on your way. So nice to see him again. Nice to get help from another driver out there. And plus, just nice to hang out with another driver. You don't get a chance to do that very often. I don't tend to hit the lounges, the customer lounges or whatever in truck stops. So, you know, this is nice to hang out with another driver. So, okay, it doesn't look like a ton got done today, but progress is being made. We're moving forward. This is just a very critical part of this whole project, unfortunately. The steps, you know, I'm not a little guy. I need to make sure these are going to hold me and everything else. Like I say, the upper bunk area is rigid as hell. I know we could throw 3 or 4 fat girls up there and it'd be fine. So I just want to make sure the steps are going to be rigid. I wanted to make sure they were wide enough so I could get access and utilize the storage space underneath well enough and be able to build my little mini drawer system that I can reach while I'm driving. Was the whole point of that, to have some snacks and things in there while I'm going down the road. Just like my little plastic drawers from Walmart used to do for me that were stuffed behind the passenger seat between that and the fridge. I wanted just more of a built-in look. So tomorrow we'll get onto the landing. We'll get that put in. We'll finish off the steps and get them to meet the landing, and then we'll see where we go from there. So, you know, it's happening. It's just a little bit at a time, and that's kind of unfortunately the way these things go. Okay, just as I was finishing editing this video, I was hearing a strange noise. I'm like, well, what is that? It's hail. Look at that. Some of it's come through the pole barn onto my hood. We got hail right now. Isn't that crazy? So right now, here it is, Wednesday night hailing at 11:15 in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Gotta love it, baby. Well, thanks for tuning in for another one. I know it doesn't look like a lot of progress, but, you know, there was actually a lot of progress, considering all the thinking, rethinking, redesigning, reconceptualizing, what have you, that went on today. After taking yesterday off, yeah, I just wasn't feeling it again. Needed to let the brain reset a little bit, because I've been working the brain overtime on this project. But, you know, progress is still being made. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. I get your comments usually within 24 hours. as I'm doing this project. Clutch Trucker on Instagram and Clutch Trucker on Twitter. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. No, he's not dead. He's just mostly dead. And mostly dead is not all the way dead. Alright, he's eyeing that strip, and he got it on the first try. Alright, Rusty enjoying his bacon strip bounty. Ooh, and we almost had a happy dog look. Hey, Rusty, look up here. We want to see the happy dog look as you're eating. Oh, almost had it. Yeah, somebody to put in the comments, as soon as he gets his pet bed back in front of the passenger seat, he'll probably look up a little bit more as he gets his bacon strip bounty for the evening. But there he is anyway, enjoying it heartily. Rusty, happy dog look. I think you got it all, buddy. You were hungry. Look up here. Come on. I think you got it, buddy. Yeah. You got it all. You got it all.